rallyfm.net.
Mr. Chris Moss, please give it, whose family are all here to... Do you know how to work a microphone, Chris?
Yes, I do. As long as
You do?
Yep.
It's on?
Sounds good.
You can look you can look at the family, really, can't you?
Complete
Sort of
fan club.
wave. That is your complete fan club?
Well,
the annual meeting happens in a phone box then, just the three of them?
We've got two more arriving tomorrow, so we're
wow!
almost double it in size.
Double phone box then.
Exactly.
Chris, A, welcome to Barbados.
Thank you.
B, thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
C, tell us about... Rallying is all about sitting fairly upright and travelling from A to B in a reasonably rapid way. The Aston looks a little bit more like lying down and doing the same thing.
Well, the trouble is, when you get to a certain age, you want to be able to sort of lie down rather than having to sit too far upright. And I found that this is quite comfortable for me. It's a little difficult getting in and out quickly, but once you're in there, it's nice and snug.
Now, Chris, I know that you've been involved in rallying because you and I just met one another in this car park for what neither of us can work out, but possibly the first time in 25 years or so.
At least I should think, yeah.
Going back to Castle Alder Sport rallying days in the UK and Rally Sport magazine and all of that. Your actual competition career has only started comparatively recently.
In the last 2 or 3 years, I loved rallying, as you know, and in those early days, we spent every weekend, we'd be out rallying somewhere or other, watching, photographing, enjoying the whole sport. But it's only later on in life when you have a little bit extra cash maybe, you think, well, maybe I'll start doing a bit of my own rallying, and so I started off with an RS2000 a few years ago. In fact, it started because my co-driver lived quite close to me. I didn't know at the time. I moved to France and met Stuart Ulliott, who's standing over here somewhere, and he said, I used to do rallying as well, and luckily he used to sit in the co-driver's seat. So we'd got a pair.
Oh, no.
And so away we went. We bought a little RS2000, went back to the UK rallying, and then...
Because you have a John Taylor car.
What happened...
A Haynes of Maidstone.
Yeah, just after finding the RS2000, well, no, before finding the RS2000, I'd found this horrible shell in France, a horrible looking car with fiberglass dams and side sills and everything else, and I sort of fell a little bit in love with it and found the VIN number and a few other details and traced it back through all the photographs I had actually to the third RS1800 ever built. So it got down to bare metal. I found one of the ex-Ford Works mechanics who rebuilt it, and it looks beautiful. In fact, might bring it next year, actually. But
No. You're bringing the Aston and lots more of them next year. We've already been talking to Appleby about that. Now, we got that cracked. The Aston is 4.3 litres.
Yeah, 430 horsepower.
Which needs to come out from under the bonnet bit where the engine is, through the back wheels onto the road.
Exactly, and we can leave quite large rubber stripes down the road.
You can.
It's when you get to the corners, you've got a fair bit of weight in there, and so you'll see us not going hopefully too sideways, hopefully squirt and turn, but it's going to be quite interesting because we drove around in our hire car, one of the first stages this morning, and it's a little bit bumpy.
Because the Aston is what we could loosely refer to as rather close to the road.
It is, exactly. In fact, we had a problem arriving here. We couldn't get over the sleeping policeman on the entrance. It was a little bit low for it.
Well, we'll try and avoid there being any sleeping policeman.
Excellent.
Although there is a sort of little jumpy bit in the middle of the Canefield stage, which is like a big sleeping policeman. You might have to take a bit
I think we might have to
respectfully.
Exactly.
Your aspirations for the 2 weekends are clearly A, to enjoy yourself.
B, to enjoy ourselves, and C, to enjoy ourselves.
Right, okay, so results don't seem to fit in there anywhere too much then.
We'd like to get to the finish, and we'd like to enjoy every day and every stage that we're on. And so if we have a good result after all of that, that'd be fantastic. But to be honest, I'm more keen on enjoying it and getting to the end of the rally.
And we'd quite like the Aston Martin Rally GT to be looking the same at the end of Sunday as it does now, wouldn't we?
I'm hoping so too, actually, yeah. Hoping so too. As you know, I lent it to a friend, and he rearranged the front end a little bit.
Oh, a little bit? That's what you call a little bit?
It's only fiberglass, that front end. It's cosmetic.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Aston Martins have cosmetic noses. Very expensive cosmetic surgery, I'd have thought.
Well, it could have been a lot worse, actually. It could have been an awful lot worse. But it was one of those days, as you know, if you go to the Goodwood Festival of Speed, it can tip it down, and
can.
it did very rapidly in a very short time. And
So what about this scrutineering here?
this is tough, isn't it? It's really tough here. I mean, the weather is great, the sun is shining, the people are fabulous. So I think actually I can see why more and more people came. We came here last year on holiday 2 weeks before the rally, and everyone was talking about it then. And I thought to myself,
I hadn't registered that.
yeah, and I thought to myself, well, it sounds good. Maybe we should think about it. And then I talked to a very good friend of mine and yours, Steve Perez, and he said, Chris, you've just got to go. You must go. You have to go. Because we were at the following weekend, we took the Aston to Chatsworth the following weekend. He said, you have to take it there. So here we are, and we're loving every minute of it.
We're very glad you're here. Chris Moss, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Moss and his Aston Martin.
Thank you.
Who will make the most wonderful noise over the next 2 weekends.
rallyfm.net